Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ian from MaddenSchool.com, and in today's video, we're going to be going over how to absolutely destroy cover 3 defenses in Madden 21. So I've been deep in the lab going through the Carolina Panthers playbook, which will have an offensive ebook coming out in the next day or two, so be on the lookout for that. But basically what I've been doing is I've been going through every single formation, every single play, and finding what beats cover 2, what beats cover 3, cover 4, the cover 1 that's so popular nowadays, all the different variations of that, cover 2 man. Basically, we're going to have at least 5, usually 10 or 15 plays for each coverage that you're going to ever see. At least, the common ones. If someone gets super weird on defense, we're not going to have a beater for that. But if they're in any sort of standard coverage with any sort of standard adjustment, we will have a bunch of ways of beating it. So that's what I've been working on lately, and I hope to have that out to you, like I said, in the next day or two. But here, this is just one of the plays from it. Gun trips slot corner in the Carolina Panthers offensive playbook. We want to make sure we're on the left hash mark here, and we want to call it against cover 3. All we're going to do is set this play up, just motion this B or circle receiver to the left, and I like to actually put him on a slant route as well. Snap it before he gets set, and then we're just going to lead pass over here to this A or X receiver. Rack catch it. If you have a better arm strength quarterback, you're going to have even more separation than that, but I think we have 84 arm strength here, so we work with what we have, but ideally you have some more arm strength. Basically what happens there is the RB tight end takes the cornerback in that deep blue zone on the right side of the field. I'll go into the replay and show it to you. And that opens up our A receiver. We lead pass to the sideline. He should be wide open. So basically, this guy here takes the cornerback. He comes up. And all we have to do is throw it somewhere away from the safety. So if we throw it like out here somewhere, our guy will go get it. And then it's an easy pitch and catch. So this is going to work actually against any sort of cover 3. So a lot of times your opponent might be using zone drops. If he's using zone drops, it'll still work. Or maybe he'll do protect the sticks. Or maybe he'll shade coverage underneath or over the top. It will work against any cover 3. Except for the only real notable exception here is if your opponent's base aligned, it'll still work. But if he's base aligned with the guy over here, with the safety over here, it's kind of on top of that A receiver, it still can work, but it's just not nearly as guaranteed or effective, so I'll show that to you. That's kind of the only situation where it may not work great. But if you're in a desperate situation, it's the end of the half or something, and you know your opponent's in cover 3, you might as well try it. You can see there that when we lead pass, it's not really as far away, but you still can kind of make it happen. But that's really the only situation where it won't work. So I'll show it to you one more time, random, just for a standard stock cover 3 without any sort of base align. You can do whatever you want with your running back, it's not that important. You want your fastest receiver in that A or X spot, because that's obviously the guy you're throwing to, and you want to be able to get away from that safety when you make the lead pass. So that was just kind of standard cover 3. I'll show it to you now. Let's do protect the sticks. So I protected the sticks on defense. Same thing here. Motion this B or circle receiver over here to the left. Do whatever you want with your running back. You can see even with the protect the sticks, that cornerback still gets sucked up. Doesn't matter. It's going to work the same with zone drops because it'll still get sucked up. It's the same as protect the sticks. I'll show you now with like maybe base aligns and does hard flats, or maybe he turns those hard flats into cloud flats. It will still work the exact same way. So we'll do it again. You can do whatever you want with your other guys. You can still see he gets wide open, which is lead pass away from the safety to the right. And it's an easy touchdown. So one thing worth noting here is the reason we motion this B or circle receiver to the left is firstly to confuse our opponent. And if it's man-to-man defense, that slant route that we're going to put him on is pretty good if we snap up before he gets set. Hopefully that then holds his user in the middle of the field as well, so he can't run out here and follow this A or X receiver. The other thing is if we don't motion him, I want you to watch this RB receiver. The cornerback's going to jam him at the line of scrimmage, and that can throw off the timing a little bit if we don't motion this B receiver. So just go ahead and watch this. This guy's going to get jammed. It still will work just fine probably, but it just throws off the timing just ever so slightly. You see there, it just doesn't really work. But if we motion, let me show you in the replay first, but then if we motion the B receiver, that jam never happens, and that's why we're motioning him for the most part. So this jam at the line of scrimmage throws off the entire play right there. Everything is now kind of confusing. This cornerback, it's kind of confusing what he's doing. He turns late. We don't really have the arm strength. The safety has more time to get over here to cover it. So it just doesn't work at all when you don't do that. And so that's really the reason why we're motioning this B or circle receiver. Now watch that same RB receiver. He's not going to get jammed at the line of scrimmage, and everyone gets a clean break and just absolutely wide open. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's free Madden School tip. Like I said, be on the lookout for our next offensive ebook. It's going to be in the Carolina Panthers playbook. We have a whole bunch of new features in it, mainly the section where we have cover 2 beaters, cover 1 beaters, cover 2 man, cover 3, cover 4, and we go through at least 5, usually 10 or 15 ways to beat each coverage.